Usually when people stop reading a book, it's because they hate it, right? Right. But for me, these books are different. One of them I loved so much I couldn't handle the ending. One of them made me so upset over the characters and their relationship that I physically had to put the book down. And one, simply life got in the way. So today, I'm returning to these stories I never truly wanted to leave behind. Hi besties, what's up? My name is Meg. Welcome back to my channel. So obviously today, we're returning to some stories, so let's get on into it. Starting off, I think that we will start with the book that I didn't want to end, and that would be Restless Stars, which is the last book in the Zodiac Academy series. When I left off on this book, like, I still know what's going on in the book, so don't get me wrong, like, it's not something that I don't not know. The thing is that I didn't want the world to be done, and I had read through this series so lightning quick that it was actually kind of scary, not gonna lie. And leaving Restless Stars for as long as I have, you would think that I wouldn't remember everything. No. I remember everything. I remember exactly what's going on. I remember where we left off. I remember everything that's happening. So we left off at 7% of Restless Stars, leaving off on chapter 7. So we are going to read chapter 7. All of these books I started on my Kindle, so we are obviously going to finish them on my Kindle, everything like that. I think it's time we get back into Zodiac Academy. Okay, if I'm honest, I made a TikTok about this, so go follow my TikTok if you haven't. But I have a tendency of looking up spoilers, and so I'm gonna look up a spoiler. And obviously I can't tell you. Okay, so I'm close enough to it. That makes me happy now. Sorry, I had to spoil it for myself. It was just bothering me so badly that I could not avoid it. Do you know what I mean? Like, comment down below if you actually do that too, because honestly, I'd like to know that it's not just me that does this. I'm gonna get back to reading. Okay, so we are now 16% of the way through Restless Stars. I have a feeling that this book is going to take a few days to read. Granted, I've waited a year, so I mean, I guess a few more days can't hurt, but things are happening, of course. I'm enjoying it so much. I miss this world so deeply. I'm so ecstatic for how it's going to end. Okay, I know it's long. I know, my guy, I know it's long. I forgot how long the Zodiac chapters could go for. And at my reading speed, I read even faster on my Kindle than I do a physical book. And I just read through a chapter that took me 40 minutes. And we're only 19% of the way through this book. We're not even a quarter of the way through it. Like, oh my literal gosh. This is going to take so long. Maybe that's part of why not that I didn't fully want the world to end. Well, I didn't want the world to end. And I didn't want to know, but like, I do want to know. So that way I can truly and deeply love Zodiac Academy for the way that it is. Like, did I stop reading partly because the chapters were kind of long? Or like, what was the deal there? Like, I don't really fully remember, but this book has me gripped. I'm so gripped. I'm so ready. Okay, so we are now 31% of the way through Zodiac Academy. And I don't want to say that I'm not enjoying it, because I am enjoying it. I like it. I feel like this book has so much detail. It has so much thought behind it. Honestly, authors in general are just so amazing to me because they can weave these stories together like tapestries. And the fact that like anytime that there's talk of like a prophecy, that's what really gets me, because it's like, how do they come up with these phrases for these prophecies, and they just go about it like it's just kind of mind-boggling in a way. I know that Zodiac Academy is going to end in a happily ever after. I know that because that's what happens in these types of books and series, is like there's a bittersweet ending. So it's just a matter of like, okay, what's the bittersweet ending going to be? I don't know. I really don't know. Hello, good morning. It's the next day. We are going to get right back into the world of Zodiac Academy, which we're so super excited about. We are now currently like 40% of the way through the book. We just had an epic battle scene, and the Twisted Sisters are honestly really good for writing their battle scenes. I feel like that's what they're like best well known for. I'm just loving every minute of it, honestly. I really hate the fact that I just like put this book on the back burner for so long. I never quite know what's going to happen in these books, in all honesty. We've officially made it halfway through Restless Stars. I forgot how in these books they're so action-packed. They're so full of action. And honestly, I'll be honest, I have a tendency of jumping ahead and then I have to go back and read everything because I have a tendency of getting too excited, so I jump ahead. But I'm enjoying it. I'm wishing that I finished this a lot sooner, but hey, you know, it's better late than never, right? Yeah, you agree. I know you agree. So I think we're finished for the day. Our villain has been plotted against and his plans are slowly but surely falling through. Love is sprouting wonderfully through the cast of main characters. I'm loving this book. I wasn't always a Lance girly, and I'm officially a Lance girly. I don't know who I like more, Lance or Darius. I don't know. I have a bunch of other book boyfriends that I have, but I don't know. I loved a moment that passed through with the main group, and mostly with Lance in the main group, but especially with him and Tori. Like, just, I don't know why I held off on this series and I regret it so thoroughly, but now I'm happy that I'm at least experiencing it with y'all. But we made it to about 60% of the way through the book, so I'm almost 100% sure that I can finish this book tomorrow. Therefore, I will see you tomorrow. Today, I attempted a dirty soda. I made a video, so it most likely is up on my TikTok by now. Go check out my TikTok. We're really trying to make content over there as well as over here. It's a science we're trying to get down. We have more of Zodiac Academy that we have to finish. So that's our goal for today, is to possibly finish Zodiac Academy today. We are currently at 59%. I don't know why, but there's a part of me that still just doesn't want to finish this series. And I really think that it's because I don't want this world to end. I really don't. So it's making me really super sad that it's slowly but surely coming to an end. And my heart is just giving up. It's giving out. Like, I just love this series. I love these characters. Obviously, we hate the villain. The villain's awful. I'm finding that I'm being surprised by a certain character, and they made a deal with Darcy and Tori, and I don't know what that deal will entail. It's like a TBD kind of deal. So that being said, we're gonna get into Zodiac Academy. So we are now 66% of the way through Zodiac Academy. It's getting more and more intense. The war, I feel like, is really looming. They were just sent a gift that may or may not help shift the tides of things. I'm loving every second of Zodiac Academy. I don't think that this is the longest book out of all of them, but I could be mistaken. I really want that happily ever after feeling, but I also want that like bittersweet ending. So it's just kind of like, I don't know what what to make of it, you know? I don't know. I really don't know. We've just been introduced to a POV that we've never gotten before, and I'm so shook. I'm literally so shocked right now. I'm baffled, bro. Literally. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Oh my god. I'm an emotional mess. The most emotional thing just happened, and I about lost it. I am currently at 74%. My heart is absolutely racing right now. Trust me. I love me a bittersweet ending. Kingdom of Ash sold me. Yep. This big battle scene, the final battle scene of the book. I'm just, where do I go from here? Like, genuinely, where do I go from here? I'm so deeply in love with this series. There's a part of me that wants to put the book back down again because I don't want it to end, but I need to know what happens. So it's like, what do you do? The only answer is you have to read it. I don't know what else to tell you. Anyways, I'm very anxious. I'm very, very anxious for what's about to happen. I really don't want anything bad to happen. I can feel tears wanting to come out. I can definitely feel them, but like the part of me is just like, nope, put an end to it. Like, I swear to God, if they just killed off one of my favorite freaking characters, I'm gonna be pissed. When I said bittersweet ending, they weren't a part of that. Like, I didn't want them to be a part of the bitter. I wanted them to be a part of the sweet part of the ending, of the bittersweet ending. Like, that, it just cannot be. It cannot be. What are the Twisted Sisters doing right now? Okay, so we just got a perspective from somebody that I never thought we would get the perspective of. I never even thought that this perspective would be brought in. So we're a little baffled right now. Like, trust me, like, we're baffled. I am currently 83% on chapter 94. So if that tells you how long this book is, that's how long this book is. Unfortunately, I gotta get going to bowling, but I am very proud of the progress that we made. I am upset that I'm leaving literally in the middle of a battle scene. That's something that's kind of making me aggravated because like their battles are so intense. They're so insane. Like, you never know what's gonna happen. Like, everything bad happens, obviously. And it's just, we've had loss. I can breathe because so far the people I am rooting for as of right now are unharmed. Can I say that for certain soon? Absolutely not. Anything moving forward from here, I don't know. Okay, I have procrastinated long enough to jump right back into Zodiac Academy, the final book. I had to stop yesterday in the middle of the battle scene because I had my bowling league. And I think had I not had my bowling league and I just pushed through and finished the book yesterday, I wouldn't be procrastinating today. But we are going to procrastinate no longer, and we are going to read Zodiac Academy. So we just finished the last book in the Zodiac Academy. Bro, I never thought that I'd finish that series. I'm not sure what I want to give it. In my gut, I want to give it a 5, but I think I'm going to give it a 4.75 just for the fact that I wasn't fully emotionally attached. And that could be because I hadn't read the book in a while. So there's that. But we can finally say that we've read it. I think that it would have been a 5-star had I not taken the time off of reading it, but I'm finally so happy that I can say that I've read the entirety of the Zodiac Academy minus the novellas within the Zodiac Academy. I have like the Ruthless Fae, and then I'm gonna get the Dark Penitentiary ones as well. So there's that. Okay, so our next read that we are going to be doing is the book that I stopped reading, particularly because I didn't like the direction that the author was taking the relationship, and that is Mother of Death and Dawn, and we are at 41%. Wow, I really just stopped in the middle of a chapter there. This is future Meg. So I'm very frustrated. I was editing this video and audio was great. Everything was fine until one of my clips, as I'm talking about Mother of Death and Dawn, it just happens to be at the slowest possible speed there could be. So I have to redo this portion and then I have to do a voiceover portion for our next reading vlog, which is very upsetting for me. I'm very, very frustrated, but honestly, like, this is just a mistake that I'm owning up to. I don't want to just completely scrap this video because this was something that I worked very, very hard on. So I'm just going to tell you what I had for my thoughts for these books. I know that there were some quotes through my Kindle that we had for Mother of Death and Dawn. So I'm going to read those at the very least. So here's one quote and it says, "Or perhaps it is here right now in the choice that you make today. A realization came to me, one that I had been grappling with for the last 10 years. There was no single moment when everything changed, no single before and after. There was just life, a million decisions and a million consequences." Another quote was, "You want the truth? Memories are hard. Yes, but none of that scared me as much as the prospect of exactly how close I came to never seeing you again. That's what fucking terrifies me." And then one that I loved was, "We all feel the same things and we will still die trying to kill each other for it." So those were the quotes from Mother of Death and Dawn. I felt like those were very heart heavy and honestly very philosophical in a way, I guess. I ended up giving Mother of Death and Dawn 5 stars completely. Loved it. Everything about it. I didn't have that big of a gap in between when I started it to when I ended it versus like Zodiac Academy. I think I started Mother of Death and Dawn back in like May. So I think it had been about a month or two since I had started it. To complete it was very nice. Next up was The King's List. The King's List is a second book in a series. I'm not sure how many books are going to be in this series. I had started the book and then honestly life had gotten in the way. So I just took time back from it, everything like that. And the first book of the Never List really focused on the relationships between Riley and the Legends of Chaos, whereas I felt that the King's List focused more on just Riley as a person. I remember saying that it was very disappointing from the Never List was a 5-star for me to going to a 3.5. I think that that was just very hard for me to construct because I wanted that relationship between all 4 legends and then Riley. I wanted that relationship between them all, but I didn't end up getting that. Once again, I'm sorry if this reading vlog hit only on Zodiac Academy. I guess I'm glad that I took more footage for Zodiac Academy than I did any of the others because in a way it makes up for it this way. But it was a mistake. I have fixed it. I'm moving forward, but we gotta fix the mistakes that we made. So knowing that, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy, even with this slight bump in the road of the filming part, but honestly, we're all human, so what can you do? Do all of the YouTube things you know how to do, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on my socials, which will be linked down in the description below, and I will see you in a bit. Bye!